Hey guys, welcome back to Etheria Restart. In today's video, they just dropped the HyperTalk video, so we're going to check this out. It is about 12 minutes long. We'll go through it and I'll give you guys a summary at the end, hoping for some juicy stuff. We are getting stuff about new characters. Hopefully we get some change logs and stuff like that if characters are getting balanced. I don't know. Let's jump in and see what we've got. Crank the volume a bit.
Hello everyone, welcome to our second HyperTalk, our official launch episode. Mark your calendars on June 5th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Marcus, here with our community manager, Chris, for our newest updates.
Hey guys, it's Chris. Good to see you all again. Thank you so much for the enthusiasm with our last beta. We had over 200,000 players across the globe and so much engagement across all of our different social media platforms, Discord communities, Reddit communities, and more. During this test, we've had tons of brilliant ideas, suggestions, and more that we've been actively monitoring.
Oh, Australia just goes into other.
We're super excited to have you here, and we're ready for launch. Just want to say thank you guys so much again. We've gathered so much useful gameplay data, and the devs are looking into all of this feedback that you've given us to balance and fine-tune the game before launch. We'll be sharing a patch notes soon on the Discord, so stay tuned for that.
Now patch notes, get around it.
HyperTalk, we've got some changes and optimizations to talk about from our beta feedback. We've got some new Animus joining us, and also some details about our launch celebration carnival, which will include incredible giveaways and benefits.
Now on to the questions. First up, we'd like to address the recent discussion about anima use in RTA.
This is a big one, and we sincerely apologize for not promptly identifying this and clarifying the misconception sooner. Just so you guys know, anima are effective across all different gameplay modes in Etheria Restart. We've also designed multiple ways to acquire anima tokens, as well as a new RTA shop that wasn't in our last beta. In that RTA shop, you can also obtain dupes. Moving forward, we'll continue to monitor and optimize this gaming experience with anima.
And now,
I'm curious to see how much it is, like how many you can get. I still think the best, this was my first thought on it, and I still think this would be the best solution, is even though it was a misconception, I still think having a season with dupes and a season without dupes would be like just perfect balance for it. That way there is still the competitive season for free to play. They make, like, honestly, they just make the first season with dupes that gets whales the reason to spend. They start spending, then whales just get the natural advantage through stamina refills, and then they still stomp in the second season anyway, and then it's like kind of a moot point. So I don't know. That's just the thought I had, but we'll see how it goes. I'm curious to see how good this new shop is for actually getting dupes, to see if you can actually get enough to be relevant. So let's see.
Now for more lighthearted topics. Translation issues.
Yep, Etheria has tons of extensive story content, characters, skill descriptions, and much more. And of course, those are going to come with some challenges. So you guys know we've expanded our localization and LQA teams. You can also join us on the Discord and make contributions there to get some benefits.
So some other concerns that players have mentioned.
I'm going to be real. The only way I'm checking out the story is if it's English VA, and even if it is, you know I'm going to sweat too hard on launch to even watch the story, and then if I play a new account, I'll say I do story, and then I'll just want to sweat that. I suck. I need someone to do story recap videos, please.
Major servers launching all at the same time, daily refresh times not synchronized across various regions, leading to a lot of players experiencing level lag and delayed feature access.
Of course, different regions will have different reset times for the most convenient experience, but we do encourage players to join the server that is closest to them. What we did notice is that in the first few days, especially with this time-gated content, these progression gaps can be amplified and impact the experience negatively. This is something that will stabilize over time, but on launch, we have decided to restrict the RTA Cross Region matchmaking so that all of you guys don't have this negative impact with the time gating, and eventually we'll re-enable this in Summit and Fearless Arena once things are stabilized.
I think that's pretty cool. As a content creator, it sucks because I want to play on global because more people play on global, but the global server always has the last reset. I think typically it's Asia that has the first reset, then EU, and then global. And so in the RTA in the beta, the Asian people and the Asian server people and the European people server people were having like their level caps increased and getting access to better gear earlier when people were trying to compete in RTA. So I think that's a good solution. Just can the RTA Cross Server until we're a bit further in so that it's no longer an issue. Because in like those first like 10 days, it was huge. But yeah, I mean, I still hate it, but it is what it is.
With many regions having different keyboard layouts, some people have been asking if there will be custom key binding features.
Yes, there will be. Our developers have been discussing these concerns, and we're planning to provide multiple keyboard layout schemes for character movement, skill casting, and much more for a smoother gaming experience.
Onto some other important questions people have asked. So current poll stats combine all banners across limited and permanent banners.
Yeah, that's annoying.
But now they will be displayed separately.
We've noticed this, and as Marcus said, it will be displayed separately.
Oh, there you go. It's got the toggle. My head's almost covering it, but it's current type all types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or where you're missing out.
Players have also asked if the pity counter for limited banners carry over to the next limited banner.
Happy to announce this, that yes, they do carry over.
Dude, this was one of the most triggering things to me that they didn't have it in the game rules, because after the whole RTA thing, I'm like, boys, does it carry over? It was so tedious, but thankfully it does, because if it didn't, I think all hell would break loose.
Pity counters for the same type of banner will be inherited by the next. This also includes constant disorder banners, also known as LD banners, and they have their own independent pity, but they still carry over. Pity counts have also been reduced from 100 to 80 based on feedback that we had during the beta.
Now onto a question about UI. Players are concerned that Animus roles are not very clear. Roles like tank, DPS, and support are not clearly indicated.
Yeah, so in Etheria, character roles can be quite complex. Same characters can have multiple strategies and builds. We have an example like Tiamat, who you can build as a tank or a DPS. What we do in
Can I just say, can we please let her have custom turn order, because she can be a tank if she uses her skill 2 first. But otherwise, she's suicidal on auto. Please, I need it.
Just for players to check out our community guides. We have some sponsored ones like Hell Hades and Pridewind, but also on the Discord, there's many player-made guides that can help you out and figure out how to strategize your builds.
Our next topic is about stage combat. We currently do not have any data tracking for damage or healing stats at the end of matches. We are happy to share that we discussed ways to implement this in the future.
Yep, we've received this feedback quite a bit, and we've been discussing ways to implement it. We hope to display more valuable combat information in the future for a better competitive experience. So
Yeah, I think that's just like a general thing you want at the end of your battle. You can see who did how much healing, who did how much damage. You can get an idea of the spreads. I feel like it's a pretty common thing, so hopefully they get that in the not too distant future.
look forward to that.
I am curious, do characters in Etheria Restart have fixed resistances in battle?
Yes, they do. In Etheria's combat system, the hit rate can be increased a maximum of 2 times the skill probability and reduced.
Okay, this is huge. Okay, so what they're saying is if your base percent chance is 50% to land on the skill, then with enough accuracy and them having low enough resistance, I believe that means you can get it to 100% chance to land. That's how I'm reading this. And then if you're like, instead of 50, if you're at 100 base chance, it means you need less accuracy.
Reduced to a minimum of half the skill probability. There's a fixed resistance of 10%, meaning debuff success rates cannot exceed 90%. Of course, we're going to be monitoring this after.
Okay, to me that means like your ceiling is 2 times what it says on the activation rate, and your floor is half of what it says. So does that mean if you got 100% activation rate, it means at worst with 0 accuracy, you still have a 50% chance to land? I'm going to have to dig in deeper to this, talk to theory crafters, but I think that's what it is saying. So it's a very interesting thing. I will have more videos talking about accuracy and resistance. I think that's a very interesting thing.
After the game launches, and if any values need adjustment, we'll make sure to inform the players in the patch notes and also in our Discord.
Next on our list is one of the top most asked questions, related to stamina issues. The overall feedback is that free daily stamina allowance seems a bit low.
Yeah, so after our testing in the beta, we've discovered this issue and we've decided to increase the free stamina acquisition from daily tasks on launch. This allows free-to-play players to have more stamina to experience more game content and
faster leveling up,
faster.
More rushing.
Awesome, and now for another commonly discussed topic, character gen ratio. We have over 7,000 messages on feedback threads about it.
We're hearing you guys. Etheria Restart's goal has always been to include plenty of uniquely charming characters in the future.
Oh my god, I love this as a topic.
Taking all of your
Holy shit.
suggestions into consideration. I know the thread has been a mess and many people have mixed opinions, but we're excited to release so many more new Animus across launch.
Boys, like,
Well, since everyone is curious about future Animus releases, why don't we ask Chris and the team what is planned?
Yeah, that's a big one. As everyone knows, in our recently concluded final test, we did add 8 new Animus to the game, each with their own unique characteristics. Just so you know, we have many plans for future Animus development, several appearing on launch, and many planned for the future, so look forward to it.
Okay, but I'm sure you can give us a little bit more detail.
Alright, let's start off with our brand new Animus Meow. We've prepared an introduction to show off her exquisite features, so let's watch that together.
何かよ言っとくけども
Alright, what do we got? I missed the name, is it? I thought they said Mia, but we've already got Mia. Oh, Mio. Okay, M-I-O. Letter change. Okay. Wait, I'm sure they're going to say, but I want to go back here for a sec. So she is a light unit. She's an SSR light unit. Single target damage, CC, steel turn meter. Okay. 113 base speed. Not lightning fast. Okay, here's a skill preview.
Skill 1. Meow inflicts damage on a single enemy with the chance to apply freeze for 1 turn. Skill 2. Meow deals damage to all enemies with a chance to apply freeze for 1 turn. Ultimate skill. Meow deals damage to all enemies, steals all turn meter from the primary target and portions from other targets, distributing it equally among all allies, and applies increased speed to all allies for 2 turns. Meow specializes in freezing opponents and stealing turn meter. Both are ultimate skills.
Wait, I just gotta know.
Freezing opponents and stealing
Wait, where
turn
is
meter.
it?
Both her first and second skills can keep enemies in a continuous frozen state. By prioritizing her ultimate skill for crowd control and turn meter theft, she creates favorable conditions for her team.
The awkward thing was they showed that it was more speed.
Skill 2. Meow
Where was it?
targets, distributing it equally among all allies, and applies increased speed to all allies.
Yeah, so the 3-turn speed buff is because they've got her equipped with Jackal, and the Jackal gives you a 3-turn speed buff, is what it is. Honestly, the Jackal kind of, because it's so good on supports, it kind of makes speed buffs a little bit more obsolete. You can see we've got Hoan in here as well that my head's kind of covering. But yeah, that's why that happened. But in general, I think I want to go back and just click on these skills so that we can see them in general. Okay, so this is the ice cage. Dude, they're not showing us the base thing. It's also got a wound. Okay, freeze chance to 40%. AoE freeze chance 40%. Ceiling would be 80% on that one. That's not too bad. Let's check the basic here. Mio uses animal deal damage with a 25% chance to place freeze for 1 turn. That's 25% maxed. Okay, and did we get to look at the final skill? I didn't actually see a description for it, so we'll just grind in here.
Meow specializes in freezing opponents and stealing turn meter. Both her first and second skills can keep enemies in a continuous frozen state. By prioritizing her ultimate skill for crowd control and turn meter theft, she creates favorable conditions for her team to act faster. In high-intensity PvP strategic battles, Meow excels as a critical first speed control Animus.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get on to our next Animus we'd like to reveal. They're known as the powerful Iron Fist.
Okay, this is cool.
Mizuki Makoto. She's hungry for power, and her strength is her only guarantee of survival in this world.
I love it already. But that can't be the only Animus related news.
Alright, it's not. I guess I can share a little bit more. Similar to our beta, our friends Freya and Messiah will be returning as our first rate-up banners on launch. But speaking of powerful Animus, I wonder if anyone remembers someone special.
Come on, what's Hoan doing?
Hoan, who didn't appear in our recent beta.
I do slightly remember this, but in this test, there's also a boss with the same name. We've occasionally seen glimpses of her in certain promotions.
Yes, we have. Hoan still has many secrets waiting to be explored. All of this requires hyperlinkers in the real world to work together and assist in the Etheria world. As for exactly how to do this, please continue following us for official updates.
Now let's move on to the next topic. How does the team plan to design future activities and events like Candy Party, and will there be more events in the future?
Yep, there will be. So our design philosophy is to allow hyperlinkers to accumulate items and rewards while relaxing with daily actions to unwind. On launch, we'll kick off with a new event called Shell Story. This is a classic dice rolling map event where you can control your hyperlinker to gather rewards.
Easy.
Just so you guys
as long as the rewards
each
are good, I
event
don't care what
will
it
always
is.
have different art and designs, bringing unique surprises each time.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to try it myself. Speaking of game modes, I remember the guild versus guild function was mentioned in the previous test. Are there any new updates on this?
Yeah, so this has been one of the most asked questions, and I'm excited to talk about it. Guild vs. Guild United Front is in the final development stage. Let me briefly share a preview. From the interface shown on screen, you can see that the United Front mode requires hyperlinkers to work together in territory battles to earn better rewards. We can't wait for you to experience it.
Wow, even for
It's not much to go on, but I like it already.
It looks like a fun challenge. Now, I know.
I came from Summoner's War where you put your defenses out and then you hit them. So I'm hoping it's like territory where you have your territory, they have theirs, and you like trying to capture it over them and stuff like that. And you have some coordination. I have to wait and see.
All of you hardcore RTA players have been waiting for this. Since the final test, RTA rankings have been finalized. When will the EWS qualifications be announced?
That's an excellent question. We've just completed the qualification rankings for the final round. What's displayed on the screen now are the players who have earned the EWS 2025 qualification through the rankings. We've also notified all of these players about the players.
One of the guys who qualified messaged me and he's like, "Did you not register for it?" And I didn't register, so I didn't get in. So unfortunately, I can't remember. I think someone else didn't register. So you're welcome to anyone that was just outside the top 16 that got in. I was like, no way, I missed it. Let's face it, I would have been a dead slot in there anyway. It's free to play on launch.
Who have earned the EWS 2025 qualification through the rankings. We've also notified all of these players about specific participation methods via email. Don't miss out on the messages on the upcoming EWS. Additionally, on Etheria's launch, we'll provide qualification opportunities again on the ranking settlement information. Specific rules will be announced in the future on our official platforms. We welcome all hyperlinkers to join the EWS arena and become the ultimate competitive champions.
Wow, time sure flew by really quickly. We're already at the end of today's video.
Indeed. Etheria's official launch we've been eagerly awaiting is finally coming. Hyperlinkers, don't forget that Etheria's global launch will be on June 5th, 2025. This will be on PC, Android, and iOS platforms. Pre-registration is currently underway, so if you haven't done that yet, head to our website to receive pre-registration rewards for launch.
There's also a redemption code available at launch, Etheria0605. Make sure to join our Discord and follow our social media for future updates and free in-game resources.
Cool, thank you, Marcus. That concludes today's Hyper Talk. If you have any more questions, please join our discussions on our Discord and Reddit communities. See you all on June 5th for Etheria's launch.
Good job, team. Take care. Okay, I'm re-recording my TLDR because I jumped into the Discord, and when you get someone in the community that puts it out this easily, I just asked if I could steal it. So massive shout out to Takesumi. I really appreciate it. TLDR of the Hyper Talk. Okay, let's go through the TLDR. New Lolly, who is literally Marvel plus Kraken and is LD. Yes, she's an SSR LD unit. She has a single target on her basic for freeze. She has AoE on her skill 2 for freeze, and she has AoE on her skill 3, which is going to steal 100% of the main target. Some of the other targets distribute to allies and give them a speed buff. Yeah, the LD power creep may be starting already. I still am not probably going to pull for her if she's not on a reroll. I expect her to be the banner after Messiah, so that's 300 per pull. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see where the game's at and how I feel about it. But if she's there at launch, I mean, easy reroll target, crazy control, crazy manipulation, puts Doki on easy mode, just about GG's across the board for a brand new account if you had a character like that. So I don't expect her to be out at the very release of the game. The new big Tiger Fist girl, we don't know any further details about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. She's probably an SR, so we'll have to wait and see how she goes. Pity on banners does carry over, very important one. Messiah and Freya will be the first raid up, which once again leads me to think that the Mio, the lolly chick, will be after those banners end. And GVG, Guild versus Guild is happening. We don't know when. They showed us a little bit, but it's like, you're going to be capturing nodes by the looks of it, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Patch notes are not released yet. I'm hanging out for those. Pity reduced from 180. We already knew that. Translation issues being looked into and worked towards fixing. I'm not too stressed about that personally. RTA region locked. Yeah, so this is a nice thing where the RTA will be region locked at the start and then released to incorporate all regions later on, because in the beta, with the Asian servers and the Europe servers having an earlier reset than the global servers, it meant that essentially global was behind in RTA, especially for the first couple of weeks. So they're going to wait till longer before that doesn't matter anymore, before cross-servering the RTA. Custom keybinds being added, UI updates for character roles. They also said just go look at guides and stuff. Stage details like damage and combat info will be added in the future, so it's not coming yet, but they are looking at it. Accuracy RTA is confirmed to be 2x the skill probability as a maximum, and minimum chance to land is half the max rate. There is a minimum resist chance of 10%. So that's a pretty decent summary of it. I'll probably do this in videos, in guides in the future, but I'm glad we finally know how the accuracy and resistance works. Stamina free daily will be added for more daily tasks. So not too sure how much, but we are going to be getting extra stamina. Hoan not at launch, coming later. Likely first banner after Freya. Is that what they said? I feel like I didn't hear that, but anyway, I didn't hear them say that she's not coming at launch, because the previous thing I heard was that she was, so I'm not too sure. And I doubt they do green followed by green on the rate up, so I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Hoan, but they mentioned Hoan. New event that is just a board game. Yeah, pretty much a board game event. I don't care what the events are, as long as they give me rewards and they're not too tedious to do, I'm pretty happy. Anyway, that is the TLDR. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.